This bowl tastes like how Forrest Gump doesn't like his women. It's cigarettes.
Oi, oi, everyone, it's Craig.
And Ryno.
And we are here at Universal's Islands of Adventure so we can have some food. Ryno, where are we eating at today?
Our favorite, the comic strip, sorry, I turned around. The comic strip cafe.
Yes.
One that was very questionable the last time we were here, yeah?
That's what I was gonna say, our infamous location where the last time we ate here, we said that the food tasted like cigarettes.
Yeah.
And that's because they did. But why would we want to just come back here then? Well, because they have ramen here.
Yes.
And I don't know how long they've had ramen here, but we both love ramen.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of options too, looking at the menu online. So I was kind of shocked, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
No, it's intriguing enough to get us to come back here. I mean, it's been a couple years since that extravaganza now.
Yeah.
So hopefully they've gotten their act together a little bit, and hopefully after this we can say that everybody loves Raymond and everybody loves ramen. I will always make that joke.
I'll get the Deborah.
Okay, before we get started though, I do need to remind you this is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content and you want to support us, go ahead and head over to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com and book a vacation. It costs you no extra money. You don't have to book the vacation also. You can just get a free no obligation quote. You head over there, you get your quote. If you want to book a vacation, you get to work with one of the amazing Dreams Unlimited travel agents. They will help you as much or as little as you want.
They send you an email. You don't even have to call anybody unless you're like desperate for it.
Yeah, lots of options. So if you want to support us more, head over to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com today. But with that being said, it's time to see what the ramen situation is like here, the Comic Strip Cafe. Let's go.
Craig said ramen, and I said you had me at men. So today I went with the Tofu Ramen, and this is a vegan ramen with miso broth, edamame dumpling, bean sprouts, scallions, and cilantro for $12.99. Oh, there's my dumpling. I was like, there's my sweet little dumpling. I'm excited to have this. This looks good. I'm glad the cilantro was not in the broth because it's nasty. I don't like cilantro, so I'm just gonna pull that off to the side because it's gross.
Yeah, you got lucky with that one.
Yeah, I was very concerned, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna go in and try the noodles first. But clearly I'm not good at this. I did get a spoon. Please don't judge me.
But we're judging you.
I don't know how to describe this. It's like a little salty. I don't think I like the broth flavor very much. I'm gonna try a piece of the tofu here. The tofu is good though. I like the tofu. I like the edamame in it. The scallions are in here. I think the broth could be better, that's all. Oh, let me get a little bit of that dumpling. The dumpling's actually pretty good. My complaint here, they don't have any hot sauces. So there's no like chili oil or whatever, and I know I'm being high maintenance, but even just like a regular hot sauce, like a Tabasco or a Sriracha or something like that, they just have like duck sauce, mustard, and soy sauce. I gotta eat this a little bit more. I really don't know how to register the broth. I'm sorry.
I am not nearly the ramen expert that Ryno is, so I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend like I am. Do I enjoy a good hot soup in Florida? Absolutely I do. But I have not had enough to even begin to consider myself knowledgeable about it at all, but I know what I like, and I'm hoping this is something that I like. I ultimately went with the Char pork belly, and this of course is $13.99. It is ramen with tonkotsu broth, tare egg, bean sprouts, scallions, cilantro, and then of course I got the Char pork belly. You could also get it with the beef bulgogi. And yes, I probably just offended a lot of people out there. With Tonkatsu? How did I say it? How did I say it?
Close enough. You said it close enough.
Tonkatsu? Tonkatsu. Tonkatsu?
You're still not saying it right, so maybe just
Tonkatsu.
give up.
What am I saying? I don't know what I'm even saying. I love that. Mine is. The noodles have kind of congealed a little bit together in the broth. It has been sitting while Ryno started on his, so I'm not going to hold that against it. You know, it's just. It's what happens sometimes when we're doing the reviews, but these look like your basic packaged ramen noodles. So let me go in for the first bite on this. I definitely have different noodles than Ryno. These are legitimately what you would get in your cheap package of ramen in a grocery store, which that's fine because when I make ramen at home, it's what I use too, because you use the broth and your other ingredients to kind of elevate it up a little bit more. Unfortunately with this, I feel like they also included the package of chicken flavoring that they include there, because that's what it tastes like. It tastes like that artificial flavoring, and so it's not bad, but let me get a little sip of the broth here. The broth does not have that flavoring though, which is very strange. You know, it's a little salty, but it's a nice broth. It'll get the job done. But the noodles themselves have that chicken taste to it. Weirdly, I guess the broth does to an extent as well too. But it's a little weird. It's a little weird with that altogether. I don't think I was expecting it, and you know, it's odd just because I watched them cook the noodles. They put the noodles in little plastic cups and then submerged them in water to cook them, like right in the prep stand. So I know there wasn't any packages added or anything to it, but it's very bizarre. But let's go with the pork belly now. I thought the pork belly was going to be the worst part of this, just considering how charred it looked. But surprisingly, it's only slightly dry. It actually is still, you know, it still melts to a certain extent in your mouth. So it's actually decent pork belly. I'll give them credit. I did not expect it to be good pork belly at all based on appearances, but I'm liking it. It's my favorite part of the dish so far, you know, when talking about noodles and broth. But now it's time for the egg. Obviously the egg's overcooked compared to what I typically like it with ramen, but you know what? I think there's still some promise here, but we got to keep eating.
Okay, so a little bit of an update as I went here. I started eating the edamame, which I feel like might be slightly undercooked because the bean's just a little tougher, but not horrible. But overall, yeah. So far, I like the noodles, honestly. I feel like they might be, I don't know if these are rice noodles or not. Did I say it in the description? I don't know. I'm gonna double check real quick. It doesn't say, but they kind of give that appearance. I don't know. I feel like they're a little thicker than rice noodles, but I like the noodles, and I don't know. I'm jealous I don't have an egg, but I understand that defeats the purpose of a vegan ramen. But looking at your egg, I don't think I'm actually that jealous.
I'm making my way through this ramen, and I'm actually enjoying it. Is it authentic ramen? No, it's not as of right now in this current moment. But also, who am I to say what is authentic or not? The only ramen I know is from really Domu.
It's the best ramen in Orlando.
The best ramen in Orlando. So I know it from that, and I mean, this is not anywhere close to that. But however, this is theme park quick service ramen. So I will say I'm still enjoying it for what it is, and I think I'll be impressed with how I'm gonna speak about this when it's all said and done. But let's go ahead and finish up. We are all wrapped up with our ramen meal here from Comic Strip Cafe. Ryno, what'd you think?
I thought it was fine, honestly. My only complaint is I feel like mine got to be a little kind of one note. But I thought the noodles were really good. Like I said, I think the edamame was just a little undercooked, but overall, for the price of what it was versus what I got, I feel like it was pretty decent. I would have loved if there was some hot sauce out here on the counter somewhere. I think that would have really put it over the edge where I would have been like, oh, okay, definitely come back and get this, because I think that would have been able to add a little bit of a flavor to it. So if they could do a chili oil or a sriracha or something like that, that would be That would be good, but honestly, it was a lot better than I anticipated it being. And for a vegan option, I thought it was actually pretty interesting.
I would have to agree with it. I mean, obviously not from the vegan option standpoint, since mine had pork belly in it, but the pork belly was really well done. The noodles sitting in the broth and just the texture of the noodles, it ended up being very gummy, something that I've never really had a problem with before with ramen. So I will say that wasn't super appealing at all, but flavor, you know, once I got away from that artificial chicken flavor, I would say it was spot on. And, you know, I thought it was better than I expected it to be. But much like Ryno, I think the one thing that was lacking was hot sauce. And I guess we got here like right before they had closed and stopped allowing new orders. So by the time that Ryno went up to the counter to ask about hot sauce, they were already gone. So we just kind of had to put a question mark in that one, and maybe we'll come back someday and find out the exact answer to it. But yeah, it was that was the only thing I would knock it on. It just needed that kick. Yeah. But it had a decent enough base flavor, but needed a kick up.
I think if you are somebody who likes cilantro and had left the cilantro in there, I think maybe that would have added to the flavoring in mine. I just think that it would have been just... the cilantro would have overpowered it at that point. It would have like been just that strong. It would have become more of a pho at that point than a ramen. But I don't. Again, I'm not an expert or anything like that. But in terms of like a theme park ramen, it was pretty.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna knock it.
Yeah, I mean the only other time I've had it in a theme park before was when we got it at California Adventure.
Yes, we had it at the Disney California Adventure at the Lucky Fortune Cookery. And then I also had it once at Epcot. They do it in the Japan Pavilion there.
Oh, yeah.
And that one was more akin to what you had, where it felt like it was kind of the really basic, like ramen noodles, what you would think of as ramen. You know, the dollar pack at the store or whatever it is. But but that's interesting. I like that they use different types of noodles here. I thought that was cool. So, I mean, if it was cold and I was in this park, and this would probably be something that I might be like, oh, you know what sounds really good? Let me go get some of this. You know?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'd try this again. Yeah. I would try the beef. I would do the beef rice bowl in general. I thought there was a lot of promise with this. And you know what? Maybe I bring my own hot sauce, and then I have a better meal out of it.
Here's the thing, it was a way better meal than the last time we were here. That's all. 1,000 times better. So
I completely agree. So maybe they're turning a corner on all this, but we'll just have to come back and see in a little while. And you know, maybe it'll even be better than the last time that we just had here. But I think that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it for our review of Comic Strip Cafe. I truly hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, hey, go ahead. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave comments, questions, and video suggestions in the comments section. If you're listening to this, make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And if it's through Apple Podcasts, leave us a 5-star rating and review. If you want to support us even more, you can always book a trip through Dreams Unlimited Travel. Get a free no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. But that's going to do it for us this week here at Universal Orlando. We'll see you again real soon next time. Remember, we still haven't changed the name.